Hey, thank
Hi.
you
Hi.
for joining us.
Thank you. This is Zaya Younan, CEO of El Septimo. I was just informed a few minutes ago that you want me log in, so I think I'm too late. You already finished smoking it, so.
No, 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 no. We are here and we smoke your cigars.
Mhm. Very
So
good.
yeah,
How did you like it?
Fantastic cigar.
Yeah.
absolutely. Absolute my
Now let
favorite
me
cigar.
now let me tell you a few things. Is that the cigar you're smoking are very strong. They're not mild cigars. They are 5 out of 5, full of body. And the one you're smoking has 32 grams of aged tobacco in it. So technically, it is for experienced smoker. Otherwise, it's gonna hit you like a tank, right?
That's right.
So right. So, but very delicious cigar. Is aged tobacco. The youngest tobacco in there, it is 7 years old. The oldest tobacco in it is up to 40 years old because we put some leaves like Seco, Lejonos that are 40 years old. But because of the FDA, we have to put the youngest tobacco label on the label, not the oldest. So that's why. So the tobacco is very strong, very powerful, very tasty, and also has a lot of body into it. A lot of
Right.
body into it.
Yeah, so I just smoke Septimo now 1 year, and I tried actually near to all your lines, and I really love it. So I'm
Yeah.
one of the biggest fan of the Septimo cigars for sure.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. We
Very
have, as you know, we have 42 lines, and we are introducing 2 more lines this May in the TPE show. So we're going to have overall 44 different brands of
wow.
cigars. Now remember, there are different brands, even though some of them are different size. Each one is a different brand and different blend of tobacco that creates a very unique experience for all kinds of people: beginner smoker, advanced smoker, experienced smoker, people that want very rich cigar, people that want a little bit milder cigar, people that cigars that you smoke after dinner, or cigar that you smoke early in the morning, even before the breakfast. So one is just made for each situation.
That's great. That's great.
Um, you will be so kind to tell us some words about you, who you are, for followers.
Thank you very much. My name is Zaya Younan. I'm a CEO of Younan Company. Younan Company is a private equity firm based in Los Angeles, California. We are about $4 billion private equity firm. El Septimo is one of the companies. We have overall 680 different companies, from hotels to restaurants to champagne house to vineyard, to a luxury clothing, to a luxury other product and accessories. And I'm a cigar smoker for the past 30 years. And I was given El Septimo by the King of Saudi Arabia 6 years ago when I met him in Berlin. And he gave it to me at that time 6 years ago. I have never smoked or did not know about El Septimo. And I remember it was a very cold day in Berlin. It was right before the New Year. So I stood outside in this freezing temperature for 2 hours, smoked a complete double shot, which I never do normally. And then right down the street from Avalon Hotel, there is one of the oldest cigar shops in Europe. It was established 1800. So I went to it and I said to it, I want to buy a couple boxes of this cigar called El Septimo. They said, oh, you can never find them. This is a cigar made for kings and limited production, only supplied to royal family in Middle East. So I was fortunate enough to come back, get a hold of the work representative of the king, get a name of the company, and I contacted El Septimo to buy cigars for my own consumption. But 6 years ago, I could never get enough. I would like to smoke 2, 3 a day. I would never get enough because they never produce enough to supply to all of the customers. So eventually, I convinced them to sell the company to me. So we bought the company March of last year. And the first thing we did, we updated the factory, we updated our field, and we tripled the production, and we start producing more cigars, and we got the FDA approval, and now we're producing the same cigars for shipment in the United States. So now El Septimo is a global company. We still produce close to 1 million cigars a year, but we are increasing the production to about 5 to 10 million cigars a year. And it has got a very good reception in the United States. People love the cigar because it's very unique and very delicious, very unique. The wrapper, which is the most important part of the cigar, because the wrapper, which is one leaf, produces 50 to 70% of the taste of the cigar. So the wrapper, as you see, is very oily, very dark wrapper, because it's fermented and is stored in the barrels of white rum and vegetable oils. I noticed early on you were talking about the burn rate, how uniform the burn rate is across the cigar. And one of the reasons to improve the combustibility of the cigar, because the cigar are big gauge, it was for us to put some component of vegetable oil to create a silky look, silky feeling in your mouth, and also increase the combustibility of the cigar so it burns well. Because the thicker the cigar is more difficult to get a good burn, circumferential burn out of it.
I have a beautiful burn, actually.
Yes, it's beautiful. It's perfect.
Yeah.
Or you smoking the blue? That one is also very strong for you.
Yes.
I hope. Yes, very. It's a powerful, it's a punchy cigar, isn't it?
Fantastic. Yes.
Yeah, it is.
Very, very strong, but very smooth. Absolutely.
It is very smooth.
Very difficult.
Yeah, it is. It is basically not called smooth because strong and smooth are opposite. It is a strong cigar, but the reason you experience the smoothness is because it's balanced.
Correct.
It's a balanced cigar.
Correct.
So you get the taste in your mouth, but it's not overwhelming where it creates a lot of power, a lot of negativity, a lot of extra heat. You have to be careful with the cigar. I notice you sipping on the cold drink, which is very important because a cigar, especially a cigar of this caliber, increase the body temperature by 2 to 3 degrees. This is why sometimes when you smoke a cigar, you become hot, you start sweating. It's not because cigar is overpowering you, it's because the cigar heated you. So the best drinks to pair with cigar is actually not whiskey or cognac or scotch, because when you drink whiskey, cognac, or scotch, because the alcohol level is high, it numbs the taste buds in your mouth, so you can't get the full flavor. So the best drink to pair with cigar is number one, champagne, because alcohol level is low, 13-14%. It's cold, so it cools your body while you're taking a hot smoke in there. It has sugar because of the grapes. The sugar pulls the sugar sweetness of the vanilla out of the tobacco.
No.
The second best drink, of course, is white wine. Exactly perfect. That's the perfect drink. As the white wine is chilled, the white wine cools your body temperature, so it allows the cigar to be more balanced into your system. The third is cold water. If you want to have a cold water next to you with ice, to use that. And of course, the fourth is wine, red wine, and the fifth is Scotch whiskey, and then the last is a cognac. Those are the best pairing with the cigar, right?
Thank you for that information. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you. I enjoy my cigar with Cuba Libre. So like mixed with a Coke and rum.
It's good. It's good. The Coke is good because the Coke has caffeine. Cocoa is the cousins of nicotina plant. They are cousins. Okay? So cigar, a good cigar has also caffeine in it. Okay? So this is why when you smoke a cigar with coffee or espresso or cappuccino, it tastes good. because the two plants go very well together. So by you drinking a Coke and rum, Coke has caffeine in it, rum has intense sugar in it. It makes the cigar experience very flavorful, very good.
Yeah, I always enjoy my cigar with the Cuba Libre. If I have evening like now, and in the day, if I smoke always with the coffee, or maybe a cappuccino or latte macchiato or something like this.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
Perfect.
Just let me ask you something more. Just about that we can use that you are here. Can you just tell us some words about the fermentation process of the Septimo?
Yeah, the fermentation process is very important because, as you know, we are a major winemaker in France, in Bordeaux, Saint-Emilion region. So we understand the both fermentation process, we understand the aging process and bending process very well. We are the only cigar maker in the world that we also have our own champagne house, our own white wine, red wine, rosé wine. So we use a lot of technique in fermentation of the tobacco that we use in the wine industry. Okay. First of all, we were talking a few minutes ago that the nicotina plant is a cousins of a cocoa plant. Okay. Also, nicotina plant, which is a cigar plant, it is the nightshade family plant. For example, tomato, red tomato, green pepper, eggplant are also nightshade family plant. For the same reason, the tomato, the green pepper, the eggplant also have nicotine in them. Did you know that or not?
Oh, no.
Yes. Yes.
I never know that.
Yes. The actual tomato that you eat in your salad, if you Google it, it will tell you that has nicotine in it, low level of nicotine. Okay. So what we try to do, we try to keep the nicotine level low into the fermentation. Okay. The drier the tobacco gets, the nicotine effects gets amplified. So we try to always keep a natural moisture, which is part of the fermentation, in our cigars tobacco. Usually the tobacco leaf are fermented in bunches, in the boxes, in a certain environment. We actually ferment them all loose, hanging in a tropical environment. These cigars are made in Costa Rica. Costa Rica is a very tropical environment. All year around, you have a natural humidity. Because you have natural humidity, we do the initial fermentation of aging a tobacco without drying it, so we can not only keep the flavor in there, but also reduce the level of nicotine in the tobacco. Because number one, low level of nicotine, believe it or not, is good for you. High level of nicotine is very bad for you.
Sure.
Also, high level of nicotine, it ruins the taste of the cigar. Low level of nicotine is actually good for you because if you Google, again, research, the benefit of cigar tobacco leaf, it will tell you that it reduces Alzheimer, it reduces dementia, it increased the body metabolism, it reduced the event of the stroke, heart attack. You can Google all of these facts, which are very important. So you know the cigar, if it's made good, contrary to normal thought process, is actually not that bad for you.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
good.
because we can see a lot of videos on YouTube and anywhere that people who are 90 years old smoking 10 or 12 cigars in a day. And also a lot of interesting people was really old and smoking cigar like 10 times in a day. So
you know Mark Twain, right?
mhm.
Mark Twain used to smoke 10 cigars a day. Okay. So at some point he has some health problem. So his doctor says, I think you should stop smoking because I think your health problem comes from smoking. Mark Twain stopped smoking for 3 years. During the 3 years that he stopped smoking, he didn't write a single book.
Okay.
After 3 years, he said, enough of this. I need to start smoking because it amplifies my creativity. He started smoking cigar, and his first book was out in 1 month. And he lived
Okay.
a very long life, smoking 10 cigars a day. Now, I am 59 years old. I smoke average of 3 to 4 a day. On the weekend, I smoke 4 to 5 a day. And very healthy for 59 years old, so it's not that bad. But low level of nicotine, if you Google, low level of nicotine is actually good for you. Actually, if you Google, low level of nicotine actually kills the COVID virus in your body.
Really?
The COVID virus, 70 to 80% is absorbed to the mouth.
Yeah.
When it's absorbed to the mouth, it gets caught by your tongue stone. That's the function of your tongue stone in your mouth.
Yeah.
It takes 40 to 72 hours to be dissolved into your bloodstream system, which creates a virus. 2 things will kill it in your mouth before it gets absorbed. One is alcohol, of course, because alcohol kills it. And second is nicotine. You can also Google that. So,
Okay.
so contrary to a lot of lack of knowledge, lack of education, lack of research, a lot of people think cigar smoking is bad for you. It is not that bad. And thank God to Google. A lot of people these days can Google facts, check things on Googles. This is why cigar sales globally has doubled in 2020 versus 2015. In 5 years, the sales of cigar sticks has more than doubled.
Oh wow, that's a nice number for the cigar industry.
I think is also good for consumer, because consumer have obviously enjoy it. It relaxes you, it calms you. Is the tobacco nicotina plant goes back 6,000 years. Greek used to use the tobacco leaf for medical purposes as herbs. Romans used to use them, used to put tobacco in the water of the soldiers, because back then they didn't know what caffeine was, but they learned that when the soldiers drink the water that had no tobacco leaf in it, it generates extra energy, which was prompted by coffee, caffeine inside of the tobacco leaf, right? So tobacco leaf initially for over 4,000 years was used strictly for medical and health purposes. To this day, when somebody in the field has an accident or a cut on his hands, we use tobacco leaves to roll it around his arms in order to pull the infection out and heal the person faster.
Okay.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
So there is a lot of interesting fact about tobacco and a leaf. Now, Marco Polo discovered tobacco in 1480 or 1460 when he came and discovered Americas. Mayans were smoking it. That particular trip of Marcos Columbus was funded by the French government back then. The ambassador of the France, his name was Jean Nicotine. And when Marco Polo found tobacco in Americas, they named the plant Nicotina plant, nicotine, after the ambassador, French ambassador, who found the Marco Polo exhibition to discover Americas.
Oh, crazy.
And initially, when Marco Polo discovered tobacco in Americas, back then by Indian, the very first application of tobacco was to reduce migraine headache.
Wow.
To reduce migraine headache. Next time, when you have a migraine headache, before you take an aspirin or Advil, try to smoke the tobacco.
Very
Okay.
interesting. It's for me. It's basically a cure for everything, right?
Not everything, but something. And I strongly encourage you guys after this call to go Google some of these facts, because it is interesting for you to study them and communicate them with people. This is why in 14th century, French, British, European were using sniff box to sniff tobacco through their nose. The purpose of it was to reduce the migraine headache.
Wow.
Okay.
And to this day, in some countries, in Africa, India, and other continents, they sniff tobacco to their nose to reduce migraine headaches.
Okay, thank you for this information. It was crazy. So I never learned so much about tobacco. Just one question about El Septimo. So can you just tell us what's the plan for the future? So new lines, you're working about it.
We are introducing new lines, and these lines going to be a fine tobacco of El Septimo, but lower price, so more people can afford them. Some of these prices will go as low as $15 or 15 euros per stick.
Okay.
Okay, so more people can afford them. We are introducing different sizes, different configuration, and we are also introducing a lot of accessories. And some of our accessories, for example, are these humidor in my office. I'll show you. I don't know if you see it or not.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
You know, you see, these are some of them.
Beautiful humidor.
Yeah, thank you. And some of them, I show you my personal in my office, my humidor. I have some of the cigars. I will show it to you. So this is a new cigar. We will introducing it next month. It is a traveler's collection called Congo, for a country in Africa.
Yes.
Okay, DR Congo. And also we are introducing a new Lucky 7 cigars. These are all lower price cigars that they will sell, and they are very delicious and very tasty. And also significant amount of new accessories that you have seen. Some of them are, for example, lighters. I show you some of our presidential lighters, for example. So you have some of our El Septimo lighters. Do you see this?
Yes, for sure.
And then you have.
Oh, wow.
Our
It's such a great box for a lighter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice box.
Yeah. And so we are introducing significant amount of accessories, significant amount of new cigars, new blend of cigars that are low in intensity, so you can smoke them more often without being overwhelmed by the experience. And so we are very excited. I think we are global brand today. Everybody knows El Septimo. Everybody refers to El Septimo as a Rolls Royce of the industry, which we are very happy. And we are continue to market this product throughout the world, introduce it throughout the world, and have people enjoy it.
I'm a big Lancero fan. So just a question: you planning to make a Lancero for the near future?
Yeah, let me explain to your audience why you like Lancer. Okay, Lancer is a very long cigar, very thin, and the reason people like you like Lancer so much is because the wrapper is the dominating leaf, and the wrapper is the most significant leaf. So for a skinny cigar, you get tremendous amount of flavor out of the cigar because you're burning more wrapper than anything else. And we are introducing ours in a June show of PCA. Yes, we are going to introduce Lancer, El Septimo Lancer, and that is one of my favorite to smoke because of the reasons we discussed. And you will like it very much, I think.
That's fantastic. My wife loves Lancer.
Yeah, yeah, Lancer is a perfect cigar to smoke because the wrapper dominates 80% of the taste. And our wrapper, because it's known to be the world best wrapper, it will give you all of that flavor, all of that taste in your mouth that comes from the configuration of this unique cigar. And Lancer, by the way, it is the oldest configuration cigar. The first Lancer was found 500 years ago by Indians when they discover the skinnier cigar, the longer cigar tastes better because of the geometry, science of the geometry.
That's fantastic news. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm really happy. So I will be one of the first who want to smoke the new Lancero for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, and just a little bit back to the future, back to the history. Just can you tell us a little bit about the Septimo, a few words? So when you start with, when the Septimo start with the company to making cigars, and just a few words. That would be
Sure.
cool.
One of the significant advantage of El Septimo cigar is not the taste, is not the experience. It is a cigar that practically we use no pesticides at all to make the leaf, to grow the leaf. No pesticides at all. And that's why when you smoke El Septimo, the smell of the cigar doesn't stick to your clothes or to your hair, because that is not smell of the tobacco, it's a smell of the pesticides. Normal cigars, from the time you plant a seed to the time you pick up the leaf from the nicotina plant, you use 200 to 250 application of pesticides.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
So when you smoke the cigar, the obnoxious smell, that's why El Septimo cigar does not smell bad at all. The obnoxious smell and the smell that sticks to your clothes and your hair is not from tobacco. It is you burning a chemical, the pesticides.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, very important, because it's a very dangerous part of cigar smoking, not the tobacco itself, all the chemical you smoke with it. It is almost as bad as cigarette, right? El Septimo is grown in a high altitude mountains from 5,000 feet to 9,000 feet. No tobacco is grown in that high altitude. And the reasons we grow this in high altitude, because the diseases and the germs cannot live in a high altitude environment. Also, you don't have the flies and the birds that distribute the disease living in that high altitude, because there's a very high altitude, thin air, they feel uncomfortable living in that environment. So in most of our tobacco, we do not use pesticides at all. And that is why the experience, for example, you smoke El Septimo, you can go home, somebody would not know you smoked a cigar, because the smell does not get attached to your bodies and to your clothes. So I think the health aspect of it is very important too. And I am very concerned with a lot of cigar makers who use high level of pesticides, and people smoke these chemicals, is going to have a long-term effect on them. So always is good in cigar to pay a slightly higher price by smoke a better quality cigar, because you put this in your body and you don't want to basically put something that is harmful inside of your body. So you have to be very conscious about that. That's a very important fact about El Septimo cigar as a whole.
And explore your seven sense. So just a few words about this. That will be great.
You know, a seven sense is something everybody have, but we experience the seven sense only few times in our lifetime. When you meet your loved one, you experience your seventh sense. When you eat a special food, or when you drink a special drink or meal, or when you see something very spectacular, you experience your seventh sense. You say, oh my God, what a beautiful thing, what a delicious thing. It touched my seventh sense. But that happens not frequently, once in a while in your lifetime. We created El Septimo, so every time you smoke it, it touches your seventh sense. So you can feel your seventh sense more frequently than few times of a lifetime. And that's why we call it El Septimo, which means seventh. And that's why we call it the seventh sense, because truly it touches your seventh sense. You get so much pleasure from the experience that you remember it for a long period of time.
I'm sure, because anytime that I smoke El Septimo with someone, I just, spend El Septimo and tell, hey guy, come, we smoke an El Septimo, they smoke it, and always a few months later tell me, hey, this El Septimo was a crazy stuff, and
It is.
everybody remember it. Yeah.
It is. In El Septimo is not made by farmers. El Septimo is made by scientists. El Septimo is not made by people who take the dry leaf and roll it. It's made by some of the best wine blender in the world.
Wow. You can
Okay.
Alan Renault, #2 in the world for wine blending. He loves El Septimo from the first minute he came across it. And all of the blends of El Septimo, because before it's rolled into a cigar, it gets smoked by 7 world-renowned winemakers, wine blenders. And once they approve the blend, only then we go into the production.
Wow. Very.
It's crazy.
Today, there is 2,500 different cigar brands in the world. There is more cigar brand in the world than a soap or shampoo. Because everybody makes cigar.
Yeah, for sure.
Everybody's a cigar maker, right? But 99% of those cigar makers know less about the cigar than the actual consumer that smokes it.
Crazy.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I know there is a lot of cigar brands, but 2,500 is a really big number.
2,500 cigar brand. And I know some friends who have their cigar brand. And I said, why are you making cigar? He said, oh, it was my dream. I said, but you didn't make it. You just call the factory, say, okay, make this box, put my name on it, right? What do you know what's in it? Do you know what's in it? Do you know what taste profile you get from it? Do you know level of combustibility, level of nicotine, level of utilization of this draw? Of course, this is all German to him. He doesn't understand it, right? But he's a cigar maker, right? So the problem with our cigar industry is very few people, cigar makers, know about art of cigar making.
Okay. And why Costa Rica?
For 3 reasons. Soil. Costa Rica, entire soil is volcanic, because Costa Rica didn't exist 2-3 million years ago. It was a volcanic effect that created Costa Rica. So the soil has high level of magnesium, iron, and fiber. Look at your ash on your cigar. You notice the ash of your cigar is dark gray.
Very, very, you can tell.
Exactly. The quality of the cigar, one way you can tell, is from the color of the ash. If the color of the ash is uniform gray or light gray, tobacco is no good. But if the color of the ash is gray and darkness in it, the tobacco quality is very good, because the darkness in it is all of the mineral in the soil that was absorbed by the nicotina plant, fiber, magnesium, and iron. Okay?
So a little bit of a technical question. Somebody asked, do you have to use more fertilizer on that high altitude?
Nah, very good question. In high altitude, we use no fertilizer because the air is thin, flies don't live there, germs cannot survive because the oxygen level is not normal. That's the reasons we go to high altitude.
Okay.
So the first reason was soil. The second reason was high altitude. Because of the high altitude of Costa Rica, has the highest altitude in South America. It goes to 10,000 feet above the sea level. So because of the high altitude, we don't have to use fertilizer. Because of the high altitude, you have tremendous amount of clear sun. Nicotina plant requires 10 hours of sunshine a day to create a perfect tobacco.
Very interesting.
It requires a constant moisture because Costa Rica is a tropical. It's near the equator, tropical land. Okay? And
Okay.
the third thing is the terrain. If you look at the images of all the plantation all over the world, they all on the flat land.
Yes.
Because it's easy to produce tobacco on a flat land. If you look from our website, the picture of our plantation is all mountain. So we're planting on the hill. Planting on the hill is very difficult, very costly. But the advantage is when it rains, the water does not stay at the base of the plant. It rolls down. And it doesn't create a mildew at the base of the plant that destroys the taste of the tobacco and create bacteria that you need to spray it with pesticides to kill it. It doesn't create it. So those are the three major reasons why we use Costa Rica.
Very
Beautiful.
information.
Well, hopefully you enjoy. I gotta go. Hopefully you enjoy your rest of the El Septimo cigar. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you very much.
And I apologize.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It was a pleasure. And yeah, we're waiting for the new lines. And yeah,
Absolutely.
it was great talking. Thank you for the informations.
Thank you
very much. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
That's a lot of good information.
Yes.
That was a lot of good information, yeah. So guys, I don't know how you are with your cigar. I am near to the end. So I hope you enjoyed your live smoking with me.
Thank you so much. Absolutely.
Yeah, and I hope you enjoyed your El Septimo cigars.
Thank you for
And yeah, just let's keep in connection.
Absolutely.
And
do this again.
yeah, sure. We will do again. I will yeah, contact you, and yeah, we will smoke together for sure.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Hey, thank you guys. Thank you very much for the joining.
And
Enjoy
stay
your
warm.
evening.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Cheers. Bye.
Bye.
So guys, just last few words. Thank you to watching me, and if you like to have more cigar information from any other brands, just let me know. And yeah, have a nice evening. Always a great smoke. Cheers.